Shane, is meditation necessary for enlightenment or awakening? I can't say yes, because you could say I awakened without officially meditating. Like, you got to realize the 27-year-old Shane that went through his episode was a personal trainer and a very much an atheist, and growing up in a Catholic school had a lot of conditioning and blockage towards religion and God, and it was just not my cup of tea, but still managed to you know, I didn't know at the time, but develop a relationship with my soul without any formal education. I didn't even look into meditation. I was like, nah, that's hippie shit, fuck off, like just completely off it. And I still managed to pull myself out of suicide, so call that an awakening or whatever, but it wasn't. There was no official meditation involved. But looking back in hindsight, me being guided to be like, Shane, put Kendrick Lamar on, take your laptop outside, listen to the tunes, sit on the stairs and just fucking watch the clouds go by. Like, I had an intuitive feeling to do that, and you could call that a meditation. I was by myself, wasn't in silence, but because I was so fragile and uneducated towards anything spiritual, my soul was like, let's compromise, give him Kendrick Lamar, fucking put him on the stairs, and let's just get him on the path, and we'll work on the silence bit later. Eventually, Kendrick Lamar didn't come out with me anymore. I just found myself not even being guided anymore. I was just like, oh, I want to go sit on the stairs. Months went by. I was like, fuck, I never used to be able to do this. Sitting on the stairs, just watching the clouds and not having any crazy, negative, depressive, suicidal thoughts. I feel good. Like, and you start talking to yourself, and people are walking by, and in your head, you're just solving mathematical equations about yourself and life, and it's craziness, right? You could call that meditation. Like, what does meditation mean? I'm only going by, sitting, with intention to block out your thoughts, and it's very formal. That's what I think meditation is. It's something you go out of your way to do. I never did it, but doesn't mean that it's not effective or whatever. I just did my version of meditation. So I wouldn't call it meditation. I call it solitude. It's like solitude. There's no rules. There's no fucking, this posture. You got to focus on the breath. There's no rules with solitude. Solitude, you do whatever you want by yourself and knock yourself out. It's pretty much meditation, right? But I just think there's a bit more freedom, there's a bit more spontaneity, and because there's no rules, your soul kind of talks to you. Like, if you're meditating and you're like focusing on a fucking mantra or the breath or whatever, how's your soul going to talk to you? How are you going to get intuition? Because you're actively using this to do something. Except when you're in solitude, watching the clouds go by, or just being with yourself, you're not focusing on anything. The voice comes through, the voice of intuition, the voice of guidance, the voice that's brought me to who I am today is all from that intuition. This wisdom, I was fucking dumb at school. I didn't have any wisdom. I was just a personal trainer. All this has come from silence and just being guided, and this voice telling me this stuff, and just being like, oh fuck, okay, and connecting dots and whatever, and doing it for time, that you build that wisdom. Have I meditated doing it? No. Again, it's just solitude. So I don't really know how to answer the question, because I don't want to bag meditators. I don't want to bag anything. But I also just don't want people to be gullible and think you have to meditate to awaken, you have to meditate to be spiritual, to be enlightened, or to build wisdom, or to have happiness. No, you don't have to formally do any kind of meditation. You can get happiness and peace and all that stuff without meditation, but you also can do it with meditation. It's just not necessary and mandatory. So I feel like I repeated myself like 300 times then, but I hope you get the point. If you've got a question, problem, challenge, come and see me.